What's happening, guys? My name is Grizno, and it's Monday, which means it's time for another episode of Kit Up, my weekly Battlefield series where you guys, the viewers, get to suggest and vote on weapons and loadouts you would like to see me use, and then I go out and get a gameplay with that setup and do a little review on it. So last week we took a look at the PDWR with a laser sight and compensator, and if you missed that episode, you can click the annotation on the screen right here to go back and check it out. So this week I took a suggestion from a fat boy, lovely username sir, and the reason why I chose his suggestion was just because he left me a really nice comment and I kind of just wanted to show it off a little bit. So he says, "Another underrated YouTuber. It's a shame because your content is amazing and you don't talk trash for the whole video, mostly. I'm subbed and I hope you get recognized more for your great content." Why, thank you, good sir. I really appreciate the kind words, and it's comments like this that can just turn a shitty day into an awesome day. So thank you very much, fat boy, and thank you for subscribing. But he goes on to suggest the AS Val as the primary weapon, and unfortunately that's not going to work. While I would have absolutely loved to use the AS Val for this episode, unfortunately it's part of the Second Assault DLC package, which is not available for PC at the moment. So I fired back and said I couldn't use that weapon, so he gave me another suggestion, which was the QBZ-95-1 with a Coyote red dot optic, laser sight, heavy barrel, and an angled grip. He even went as far as to suggest the rest of the kit. So the first gadget is the defibrillators, second gadget is the M320 high explosive grenade launcher, and an incendiary grenade. So that is the class I'm going to be using today. Remember, if you have a suggestion for a weapon setup or full class setup you would like to see me use in a future episode, leave it down in the comments section of this video and it just might get chosen for next week's episode. Also, remember to upvote comments containing suggestions you would like to see, as I will usually pick the highest rated comment. Just makes it easier for me to know what the majority of you guys want to see. Anyway, that's enough with the setup. Let's get into the review, shall we? And what review would be complete without the stat chart from simthic.com? As we take a look at some of the noteworthy statistics of the QBZ-95-1, you'll notice right away that it does the standard assault rifle damages of 25 high, 18 low. Fire rate is on the low end at 650 rounds per minute. Magazine capacity is 31, and its reload times are 3.5 seconds empty and 3 seconds while still containing rounds in the magazine. And that right there is probably the worst thing about the QBZ in my opinion. It really does take a long time to reload this weapon. I found myself dying a lot in mid-reload while playing with it. Just to put it into perspective, the FAMAS's short reload actually beats that of the QBZ, which might come as a surprise because FAMAS is widely known as the assault rifle that takes forever to reload. But yeah, its short reload time actually beats the QBZ's, which I didn't even realize until doing the research for this video. And if you completely dump your mag, forget about it. This guy beats the FAMAS here only by 0.05 of a second, which is not good. Other than that, I think possibly the best thing this guy has going for it is the muzzle velocity, or bullet speed, at 630 meters per second. It's not the highest in the class, but it is among the higher. And basically what this translates into is having to lead your shot less when firing at an enemy at longer ranges. Now, for the attachments, I'm going to start off quickly with the laser sight. I think the laser is a great choice for this weapon because it does suffer from a lower rate of fire. So if you find yourself in a close quarter situation, having the laser sight and having that accurate hip fire is definitely going to help you overcome the slower fire rate, simply because you don't have to take the time to aim down sight. And it's as simple as that. So what about the feel of this weapon? How does it handle? Especially with the attachments suggested, which were the angled grip, heavy barrel, and the Coyote optic. Well, the Coyote is kind of like my least favorite red dot sight. If you guys know me, you know I like the US red dot optic the best and the Cobra a close second. But you know, it's not like I can't use the Coyote, it's alright. But so for the heavy barrel and the angled grip, I really don't like the heavy barrel in general in Battlefield 4. I rarely ever use it on any of my setups, but again, that's personal preference. I'm really torn here because I actually like the heavy barrel on the QBZ and I don't at the same time. It works out really well at distance, actually. It is definitely a thing of beauty at distance, and I think you'll see a good example of that in my last clip of in this video, where I take out a guy who's prone out on the dish on rogue transmission from quite a distance away, and I was able to hit every shot no problem, largely due, I think, to the heavy barrel. It makes this thing so accurate, it's insane, as long as you're burst firing. And that's where I don't like the heavy barrel, is that it adds a lot of recoil to automatic fire. And like, let's face it, if I'm going up against a guy running a P90 up close, I'm not going to kill him by burst firing. It's just, no. But that being said, if you're the type of player who likes to play a little more conservatively and engage enemies at a long range, then the heavy barrel would be a great option for you on the QBZ, as it does make this thing deadly accurate. Couple that with the high bullet speed of the QBZ and it's game over. The angled grip, I'm definitely going to agree with 100%, especially if you're going to run the heavy barrel, because the angled grip gives back some of the stability lost from using the heavy barrel, so I'd say that's a perfect match right there. Also, the angled grip specialty is reducing first shot recoil, so if you're burst firing this thing already, then it makes sense that you'd want the best recoil reduction possible for the first couple shots that are coming out of your barrel, right? So Fat Boy, really well thought out configuration of attachments for the QBZ, I must say. This setup is really going to help you take advantage of the QBZ's great long range capabilities with the help of the heavy barrel and the angled grip. And the laser sight is all you can do, I guess, for the close quarter situations, but I think it's a necessity because the QBZ does well firing from the hip, so if you find yourself engaging an enemy up close, then the laser sight is there to help. As for the rest of this kit, I can't say I was pleased with not having my med kit, I'll tell you that much. I probably would have swapped out the defibs for a med kit if I could have. I think the med kit is way more useful in Battlefield 4 than the defibs. In Battlefield 3 you could defib somebody in a flash, they'd be up full health right away and everything. But with the charge mechanic and the fact that they're still kind of buggy, the defibs are just less awesome as they once were in Battlefield 3. Plus, the medkit does double duty of restoring health to you and your teammates, so you can still help your team out and not be a total douche. And then we have the M320 High Explosive and Incendiary Grenade, both of which are cool to use, but neither are your best option, I don't think. The M320 HE is okay, but it seems a little underpowered. And to me, the best use of the M320 is using the LVG on Operation Locker and just dropping grenades into rooms full of people. I wish I had included a clip of me doing that here, but I don't have one. I like to use the HE to take down walls and stuff, more so than use it against infantry. But one thing you can do is when you toss your incendiary grenade somewhere, if you start getting hit markers, quickly switch to your M320, fire around into that same area, and you will usually come away with a kill. So overall, it's a fun kit, it really is, but I would definitely swap out the defibs for the med kit. That's my only critique. So thank you very much, Fat Boy, for that suggestion. I had a lot of fun using that kit. But that is going to do it for me this time, guys. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful at all, please remember to show it some love by clicking the like button down below. And make sure you leave me a comment on this video with your suggestion for next week's episode of Kid Up. Follow me on Twitter too, link will be in the description, as you can always tweet me suggestions there. Or just say hi, I'm cool, I'll say hi back, I promise. And if you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button for lots more Battlefield content, and as well as future episodes of Kid Up. So once again, I'd like to thank you very much for watching, guys. My name is Grisno. See ya!